Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. I'm Afefe with Touched by Tarot. I'm here to do a pick a card reading for this full moon in Libra that we have, you all. So you know my channel. I'm always going to check in with you for the full moon and the new moon. And then we do a little astrology and a little, other topics that come in from time to time. So as spirit leads, right? So before I say that, before I get into the reading, I have to thank all of you who have subscribed to my channel, whether you've been with me all along or new subscribers. I really appreciate your time, your energy, your presence. I love your feedback, your comments. Let me know what what you want more of and how you feel about, the content that I'm offering you here. I really am interested in that. I want to, this is a partnership. This is a community that we're building here. So I want to make sure that, it's a win-win for all of us. All right. That's it too. I'm going to tape, it's going to be a separate short taping. I'm about to offer 2 new tarot courses. I've had several requests, and one is going to be for more intermediate level. One is going to be for more beginning, or if you're just kind of brushing up your skills, that level. So it's going to be 2 courses. Again, I'm going to do a separate taping for that, but be on the lookout for that. All right. I'd love to have you. And for those of you who have worked with me before, please do leave comments in the comment section, so those who might be thinking about working with me, let them know what that experience is like. I love teaching you all. That truly is my niche. I think is, I love to work with people, and my system is not one where, I do offer video modules, and I'm going to do more of that, but I really enjoy, the virtual online Zoom classes so that it can be interactive. I can take questions, get feedback, and it's more, you come away with a fuller experience and feeling like you really engaged with me versus just, pulling up a screen and watching me yammer on for a bit, all right? So again, be on the lookout for that. I'm going to tape that later on today and tell you what that's all about. All right, you all. Full moon in Libra while the sun is still in Aries. Isn't that an interesting energy, right? Got that fiery, self-oriented, visionary-oriented energy of Aries. And then the moon steps in Libra with the Venus energy of partnerships, relationships, what's fair, what's equitable, always striving for harmony. And sometimes if it gets a little out of whack with that energy, Libran energy, you can get a little codependence, because the idea is, Libras just really want everybody to be happy. They want that win-win situation. And so with this full moon coming at a time when the sun is saying, me, 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 all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to level up. I'm the boss, right? But also remembering that everything that we do impacts others, whether it's our lovers, our partners, our friends, our families, our colleagues. Other people are always impacted. So relationships are really important. So let's see. I've got 4 stacks in front of me. I am ethical. I don't play with spirit. Everything is face down. I do my prayers, my cleansings before I tape, just to save a little time. But I have not seen these cards, all right? I've got 4 stacks in front of me. So here we go. For those of you who choose pile number 1, it'll be this Opalite, if you're drawn to this Opalite. All right, that's pile number 1, Opalite. Pile number 2 will be the Smoky Quartz, and it's in this lovely heart shape. All right, that's pile number 2, Smoky Quartz. Pile number 3, we have another heart-shaped stone. It's a Selenite, though. A Selenite, okay? That's for pile number 3, the Selenite. And pile number 4 is a Sunstone, a pyramid Sunstone. Make sure you get a good look at that. All right? So those are the 4 piles. We have the 1, Opalite, 2, the Smoky Quartz heart, 3, the Selenite heart, and 4, the Sunstone pyramid. All right, that's it. Let's go. Let's see how are you going to be impacted by this full moon in Libra. Remembering too that the energy of the full moon is very much about things that have come to a culmination, things that need to be released. One astrologer said, it's about reaping what you have sown. So it's what you've already put in motion, things that have been put in motion, and now there's a fullness to it, a completion to it, or there should be. And you will see that play out over the course of the next several weeks, perhaps even up to a month out. Okay, ooh, the lights are warm in here. All right, we're going to go in now for pile number 1. Those of you who chose the Opalite. And let's see what Spirit has here. You have the 4 of Cups, the 5 of Cups. Ooh, okay, pile number 1. The Emperor, Death. I love this. It's a powerful message for you. Let's get ready. Strength and Guidance. Unleash your kindest self. Ooh. And then I've got advice cards for you, which I'll save and interpret those for you at the end. And a crystal that you can use that Spirit is going to recommend for you. All right. The first thing that comes across to me, pile number 1, those of you who chose the Opalite, is let's start with your major arcana. You have Death and the Emperor. On the one hand, we talked about Aries, and that's who rules the Emperor. On the one hand, there's this energy that you're feeling with this full moon in Libra that's going to tell you it is time to be more authoritative, to give yourself permission to carve your own vision for your life, to take charge of your projects, your home, your vision for your life, because you have undergone some sort of change. There's been an ending of something, either a job, a shift in a relationship. This could, although death always does not indicate an actual transition, someone passing over, but we can't ignore that. If in fact that has been, someone close to you or someone and you've been impacted by someone who's transitioned, it has put you in a position of thinking more about how to be in charge of your life and your vision and your destiny, your purpose. All right. So that's it, because the other 2 tarot that came for you are deeply emotional cards with that 4 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So there's this sense that you've been through whatever led to this death situation, whatever caused this transformation for you all, pile number 1, it lingered, and it has lingered with you, because I'm looking at you still figuring it out emotionally. There's the acceptance, you understand, and it's not like you're in denial of anything. I don't feel that energy from you at all. You understand the nuts and bolts of life, the give and take, the ebb and flow. You definitely have that you walk with that energy, okay? You're pragmatic in that way, but it still has left you feeling like there's got to be more to life, especially with that 4 of Cups. There's got to be more to life. And there is, remembering always that with the 5 of Cups, almost in every deck, you'll see there's three that are spilled, but there's always something else there ready for you, okay? And again, I think that's why you've got this Emperor that came with death, because the Emperor is saying, remember those 2 cups. Remember, there is more. Now, you also got the 4 of Cups, which is there is more, and there are opportunities for you. There is a way to change and shift whatever momentum that's got you feeling a little blah, or maybe the grief that you may be feeling justified, right? This is something that you probably have invested, whatever that change was, wherever death is appearing, it's something you invested your time, your energy, your love. It was a part of your life. It has been a part of your life, something you felt connected to. So you have every right to feel this way, all right? A little dissatisfied, a little ho-hum, a little, I could do some of anything. I know that I'm capable, but what is it that I need to do? And so Spirit is saying, this full moon in Libra, here you have it. Strength and guidance are your keywords. Do something. Shift your routine in a way that brings you a more connected feeling. I'm feeling like this guidance is not just spiritual guidance. Always that, right? Always going to put that in the mix. But I feel like this is guidance from people you know, people, actual 3D earthly realm conversations that you can have. For some of you, it could be talk therapy is coming to me. Or it could just be sitting down with, someone whose opinion you trust. It could be a mentor, a teacher, a best friend, etc. But it is about, because in getting that guidance, in getting that feedback, that's how you garner strength, all right? And you definitely have a lot of strength. You got some kick to you, all right? You got some kick to you, pile number one, because I'm looking at you here with this emperor energy, all right? And then it says, unleash your kindest self. Unleash. I love that term because that's a very emperor-like term. Unleashing it, like it's doing it with force and intention. It's understanding that despite whatever this has been, pile number one, whatever set you back, whatever you feel like you lost, whatever transition has occurred, however life has taken an arc and you've had to adapt and reconfigure, and there's that feeling of loss that you've had, there is more. And it's unleashing your kindest self, is saying there's this part of you that wants to show up. And the hesitancy that you've been feeling because of the changes, if that's fine. That is what it is. And allow yourself, give yourself that grace. But understand as well, there is so much more that you have to offer. Unleashing your kindest self is like putting yourself, that's that strength and guidance that you need, because it's going to put you back on the path to, okay, now here's a fresh start. Full moon in Libra. Here's how I can reconfigure my relationship to myself, my relationship to spirit, my relationship to my soul and my purpose, my relationship to the people I love, the people who are still here for me, the people who matter, the people who have shown up for me. Opening doors. If you find yourself more alone, it's opening the doors for those who are able to show you the support and bring you the freshness and the newness of an experience that you need. Now I'm going to go to your advice cards and your crystal or your advice card. You have the sorceress. I am the alchemy I'm seeking. I know you all are powerful. Pile number one, you have a lot of power, and it's simply a matter of owning it at this time and not allowing yourself to sit in whatever it is that has transitioned out of your life. Remembering too that when we talked about full moons, it is that time when we have to release. If something is not the same as it was, if you've had to adapt, whether it was you making the choice to end something or something got, taken from you, there is so much power in you to a certain extent as a result of that, because you've had to grow emotionally and deal with that. You have the sorceress, and this is not gender specific, all right? Sorceress energy. I am the alchemy I'm seeking. You are the person and the energy that can effectuate the change that you need at this time. Look at that powerful butterfly that she brings up out of that vortex, all right? That's you. That is you. And you know how I am with my different decks. The crystal that I pulled for you all, check it out. And I don't even know what this is. Please look it up. I'm going to look it up. It's Azeztulite, but look at its keywords. It's called Azeztulite. Let me hold that up so you have a minute to jot it down if you need to. But it says alternate realities. Sorceress, creating alternate realities. That's what Spirit wants you to know at this time. This full moon in Libra is a time for you to recalibrate, thinking about the Libran scales, and to recalibrate how you have felt, this lingering feeling that you've had. And I think too, there may be a little anger sitting in there, pile number one, just because of the fact that you got that card about your kindness. Unleash your kindest self. There's something that happened that there could be a feeling of resentment, guilt, anger. That's part of that, how you've been working it out emotionally, all right? You've been going through that process, and in going through it, though, it's attaching itself to you deeper and deeper, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? As we continue to rehash a situation, something that was taken from us or that we decided to walk away from, or whatever way we've had to recalibrate, all right? Whatever that death card is about. But in rehashing it and going over it and processing it, if you're not doing it deliberately with an intention to do so you can let it go, it can be that rehashing is it continuing to be absorbed into your system, psychologically, spiritually, right? And even physically. So there you have it. Unleashing your kindest self is you unleashing this ability that you have to summon a different future and create a different reality. It's you taking charge of your relationship to your life and to others. All right, pile number 1. That was quite a message. Let me know what you think. All right, I'm going to take a sip of tea now and move on to pile number 2. Those of you who chose the heart-shaped Smoky quartz, you have, move this pile. I have a little more work room here. Oh, and whoa, interesting. You all have the sun and the moon. I'll show them to you. Wow. The 4 of cups, the 2 of swords, your intuition and downloads. That's that moon energy. Let's put you over there with that. Push through any insecurity. That's that 2 of swords. And then I'll save your message and your crystal for the end. All right. Let's start with polarities. Why don't we? The sun and the moon. All right. It's really interesting because this is both masculine energy and deeply feminine energy that you're working with at this time, pile number 2, all right? Meaning that I think you're in balance. I think Spirit is actually saying you are in balance and in harmony with both of those things. You understand how to get things done, how to be active, how to really be an active participant and show up for your life, but you're also doing it taking time to do so by tapping into your intuition and your deeper self, your deeper longings. You're paying attention to what you don't know and what you yearn for, and you're really working at how to bring that into your daily waking life, all right? I think many of you, this is striking me as you are actively journaling, you're actively setting intentions, you're actively doing manifestation work. You understand that while these are 2 very, very different energies, they are extremely complementary. And that's how you live your life. That is how you are showing up in the world. You're someone who brings a lot of laughter and joy. And at the same time, you're someone who's not afraid to get deep. You know, you can kick your legs up and just have a doggone good time. But when something gets serious and it's time to deal with what needs to be handled, you're not afraid to do that. Beautiful combination of energy and depth that's showing up for you here. My hat's off to you. Now, you've got some stuff that you know, let's go here. Push through any insecurity, all right? Because you've got some stuff for all of your ability to, you're very, very adaptable, pile number 2. That's another thing that's striking me. You know how to, you know, whatever a situation is, you know how you can read the room and you know how to adapt accordingly. Some of you could have even been in situations in life that required you to do that in order to survive, in order to heal, in order to succeed, in order to handle your business. You had to learn how to look at things from different ways, you know, and be able to adapt those energies within you. You had to learn how to take charge when that was necessary and how to sit back and think on something and sleep on something before you acted. So you have a lot of life experience. That's coming through to me really clearly. Pile number 2, you have a lot of life experience. Right now, that pushing through any insecurity is because you got that Four of Cups and the Two of Swords. There's something that you need to see that's escaping you at this time. And that's not your jam. That's not, typically you can figure things out pretty well because of that natural harmony that you have between the sun and the moon. But the Two of Swords there is, you see that blindfold in almost all depictions. There's a decision that needs to be made, or that is in the process of being made. You're handling that. But there's that blindfold, and that is insecurity. I could do this, but I'm not so sure. But if I do that, I'm not so sure about that either. And so you sit kind of stuck, not knowing which way to go because you don't feel confident in it. And that's where I think the Four of Cups is coming in, because that too is where there's an opportunity to enjoy cups, that energy of emotional fulfillment, right? There's an opportunity to do something. And there's the search for it with her sitting there in that meditative pose, all right? But then there's not the it's sitting there waiting for the inspiration, being sure which way to go, almost wanting to be sure of the outcome before you take the action. And we know that's not how life always works, right? And so there's pushing through any insecurity that you have. If you have a concern that whatever is going on in your life right now, and you're in this phase of needing to make a choice about something, understand that you have the capacity to adapt, and you have the capacity to see deeper into it. That in your dreams they show up in your waking life. And I wouldn't be surprised if many of you who chose this pile have had that happen, where you dream about something and then at a certain amount of time, whether it's right away or later on down the line, you go, that's what that dream was about. That will happen for you again. Spirit wants you to know. And that is why that'll help you push through any insecurity, because it's about trusting yourself, your intuition, and your downloads. How about that? How tightly does that tie into your intuition, this energy of the moon, and your downloads, how it shows up in real life for you? Your intuition and your downloads, that's your strength. That will help you push through any insecurity, pile number 2. All right? Because you have the ability, you are flexible, you are adaptable, you naturally understand. Talk about a full moon in Libra and the harmonious energies, right? The striving for balance and harmony within relationships. Well, my, don't you have the capacity for that? Understanding the dynamic between male and female, sun and moon, day and night, earth and spirit. You are all about balance, and you have a unique ability to download from the spiritual realm, from your dreams, from your soul, get those little hints that are coming to you and put them into play. So if there's any insecurity that you have about that, maybe that's why you needed this message. Maybe that's why you were led to this pile. That is your confirmation from Spirit. Trust yourself and trust your intuition. Trust your hunches. Trust that whatever it is that you need to do to stand up from this meditative pose and then get on with the business of life, you have it at your disposal. Now I want to see what your magic is. Clairvoyance. I validate my inner sight. Look at you. Let me hold that up for you. Look at that third eye just popping. Intuition. Right? Intuition again. Pile number 2. Clearest message. I couldn't even make it any clearer if I wanted to, right? Clairvoyance. You validate your inner sight. You have a gift. And maybe you have been a little insecure about that gift. Maybe it has not always shown up for you in the ways that you wanted when you wanted. We don't control that, right? But we always allow ourselves to be available to the greater part of us. That part of us that is magic, that part of us that is sacred, that part of us that is powerful. And that's where you are. That's the choice that you have to make at this time, is to believe in your gift. That full moon in Libra is bringing you into a deeper relationship with others because you have something to share with them. And you have a unique ability to receive information, to understand both sides of a relationship, talking about Libra, of a relationship, whether that's an intimate relationship, a business relationship, familial, families, wherever you are, you are a wonderful mediator. You have the capacity to mediate. And your crystal that will help you is black tourmaline. It is protective, but it is also, many people just talk about black tourmaline in terms of its ability to repel negativity and being a very protective stone. But in doing that, it is also a tremendous purifier. It is about purification. So black tourmaline will help you, pile number 2. It will help you to purify your environment, because being clairvoyant and means that you are an open channel. You do have, you have this kind of plug. You are the plug, all right? But that also means that you got to make sure that you take charge of what you allow to filter in. And so again, I go back to that, push away any insecurity, because if there's a part of you that has been doubting yourself and doubting your gifts and your abilities and doubting your power, doubting your what you have been given and are able to do in this world, well, there you have it. All right, get your little piece of, not even a little piece. I've got a great big one here that I keep, by the way. Black tourmaline, all right? Yeah, keep it near my workspace. So I hope that was helpful. And truly, I honor your gifts because you are tremendously gifted, pile number 2. All righty, no insecurities around that. All right, let's move on. Pile number 3, those of you who chose the selenite, the heart-shaped selenite. Let's see the energies for you in this full moon in Libra. Okay. I have another 2 of swords. I just had that in pile number 2. 2 swords. A lot of you are out here making decisions about things and wanting to place yourself in a position where you can really see all angles. It's important for you to have all the knowledge, all the information that you need in order to make decisions. It's also being willing to see things for what they are. Full moon in Libra, remembering too, we're talking about relationship and the relationship dynamic. And sometimes we all have a tendency, if it's our families, if it's our job, it's a loved one, a romantic situation, we want that acceptance. We want the reciprocation. And sometimes we will give up big chunks of ourselves and our truth and our authenticity to achieve that. We will pour so much into the relationship itself, the career itself, the dynamic that we're invested in, that we lose sight a little bit of what we really want, what our needs really are. And for some reason, pile number 3, I'm feeling like that could be a little bit of where you are right now, because I've got you deeply in your heads. I've got the Knight of Swords and the 8 of Swords here. Now, what's cool about that combination is that while the 8 of Swords is like just exactly how it looks there, that's a wonderful depiction. I'll put the decks down in the description for you all if you're interested. But there's all that binding, but really it's like, think of it as tissue paper. You know what I mean? Like she could literally just get out, like rip all that stuff off away and move away from feeling like a target, because that's look at that kind of targeted. That's how it strikes me, that kind of target energy in the background there, and everybody kind of pointing those swords at her. There's a need to achieve. If you chose this pile, number 3, you have a need to achieve harmony. You don't do drama. You don't like drama. There are some people, I mean, this kind of sounds like the obvious answer. It's like, who do? But there are some people who thrive off of a good joust, you know, and a good argument. They kind of, you know, it's kind of in their nature, right? But for you, that you don't like confrontation. You'd really prefer to avoid it. And I think there's something in your life that from an authoritative perspective, if this is not you, then this is around you, because I've got the Emperor here. But I feel almost like this could be something around you. This could be a presence around you, either in your home, your job, something around you where in your effort to keep peace with it, to meld with it, to create harmony and a win-win situation with that person or thing, the job, the boss, the husband, the wife, the kids. In order for you to do that, you've almost had to pull back, and you've been walking a little bit on eggshells. On the other hand, I am looking at be humble. This was one of your oracles that came. And be humble works one of two ways. If there's a part of you that has been pushing and operating in this Emperor energy, if you've been like, I'm not going to let you do this to me. I'm not going to let whatever the circumstance, I'm not going to sit here like this tied up. I will burst out of these doggone tissues and watch me work, right? Sun in Aries right now, remember that, while the full moon is in Libra. But this is the Emperor ruled by Aries, and Mars energy could be you've been in aggression mode, or you have encountered people who are in aggression mode, right? I know what I'm talking about. Listen to me, do as I say kind of energy. And there's this be humble part that comes in, but it works in one of two ways. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier on that for you all, because the way it's coming to me is, on the one hand, if you are someone who tends to kind of fight back, bust out of these bounds, speak your truth with that Knight of Swords, you know, go forward and say, oh, no, listen up here, you know, this is what's really going to happen because I said so. That's cool. But Spirit is saying then in that case, remember to be humble. Remember your delivery in it, okay? That's the one thing. The other part of that is, if you're in these binds because you are naturally a humble person, and so when you are confronted by people who tend to be more aggressive and, you know, this is what we're going to do and this is what I said and, you know, then that humility can be what's got you sitting there like this, okay? So here's the deal. There's a transformation that has to occur, or that is occurring. This is what Spirit wants you to know. The full moon in Libra for you all, pile number 3, is bringing in an energy of a shift. And I think this is a shift within you that will reverberate to all of those around you. I said I was going to, where's my deck? I said I was going to pull a clarifier for you all, and I am, because I want to go a little bit deeper on what's got you, what's been holding you, you know, what's got you in that 8 of Swords energy, what that fear is coming from. There's the 6 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. This is home and work related, and of course the two go hand in hand, because what we do for work affects our home and our ability to establish the security and the stability of our home life. But I think this, in relation to the Emperor and this be humble with a transformation, there is a new way that you are going to go about. This full moon in Libra has you examining your relationships in the past, what's worked for you, so that you can do something and plant a new seed in the future going forward. That's the transformation. The transformation is coming up here with this Ace of Pentacles, because there is something that you are about to embark on, or a new way that you're going to do it. I love, not only is there that pentacle there, the Ace of Pentacles, but see how it goes, this pathway through the portal. You see that? You all, pile number 3, are about to embark on something in a new way. And I think the be humble part is you acknowledging to yourself that it's okay to stand up for yourself, stand up for your beliefs, and and be humble doing it in a way that, even if you're not comfortable with it, which clearly, you know, there's that making the decision to speak up, making the decision to make the change and to go for it, to talk about it, to put those ideas, put it in writing, put the business proposal together, put the contract together, read over it, you know, write it out in your journal, do the scripting, you know, that sort of thing, how you express it, but do it with authority. And if, again, going back to, if this is someone around you who approaches you with that, then this is not meeting fire with fire, but it's meeting intelligence with, hopefully, intelligence. Okay? Meeting truth with truth, because your truth is just as valid as anyone else's. No one else's truth or opinion, as it relates to how you live your life and how you have experienced joy, how you have experienced playfulness, how you have, what your definition of that is, and you coming into a newness of that definition in a very real way, in a tangible way here, because we've got pentacles. This could be you forming a new friendship, but with someone who reminds you of someone from the past, or doing work with someone, partnering with someone to get a project off the ground, or succeed with something, a workshop or whatever. But in doing that, it's because there's something about them and the dynamic that reminds you of what joy and happiness and good friendships feels like. Okay. Now, your advice card and your gift is the Hedge Witch. I bridge heaven and earth. Ooh, look at you. And again, this is not gender specific, but this is an energy. The Hedge Witch. I bridge heaven and earth. In tarot, this would remind me of the High Priestess. That is your gift. That is what Spirit, in this full moon in Libra, that is what Spirit wants you to be aware of right now, that you have the capacity for this. You bridge heaven and earth. And you do so, your crystal that you got is lapis lazuli. Lazuli, I felt like I stumbled over that a little bit. Lapis lazuli. And it is self-knowledge. This is you growing into, this full moon in Libra has you growing into your own authority and growing into being comfortable with that. It could be too that you resist doing that because you may equate being authoritative with being overly aggressive, or you could have been exposed and raised maybe even as a child in an environment where authority was a little, you respected it, but it also came across as a little much. Okay, so there's that part of you that just may not be so comfortable with it. But here you have a period of understanding the role that you are meant to play. And here's a tool that will help you. You are a bridge between heaven and earth. That's the transformation that you're undergoing. And that's what gets you off of that wall. That's what breaks through those tissues for you, is to understand the transformation that you are undergoing. That's also why you got that Ace of Pentacles. In earthly form, your body, in earthly form, your life purpose, your life mission, how you're working and living in the world. You are undergoing a transformation at this time that's meant to help you own your power, but understand that power can be exercised while being humble. That's the transformation. It could even be the transformation of your idea of what taking charge and being powerful and being a leader, what that is about. And if you have not felt capable, if something about that makes you, just a little, then I think what Spirit is saying is you are undergoing a transformation and changing your definition of what that is about, so that you can then be comfortable in exercising it, because there is definitely something new coming your way, and a new take that you're going to welcome into your life around a relationship, around a partnership, around how you approach your tribe, your community, your family, your partner, so that you can build more, but also that you feel more a part of, and more presence in the process of the building of it. All right? You have so much to offer in this equation, in whatever's going on in your life at this particular time, pile number 3. You have so much to offer. And what Spirit is saying here is your key to offering it is to really get into your self-knowledge. Get you some lapis lazuli, get you some earrings, a bracelet, but wear that crystal so that you can better appreciate who you are and how special you are, because not everybody is a bridge between heaven and earth. That is a unique gift. All right? All right? All right. Let me know. Let me know how that goes for you. I'd be interested to hear. All right. Oh, excuse me if you heard that on camera. I'm a little hungry this morning. This tummy's growling. Let me sip some tea. Maybe that'll help. All right. And finally, moving on to pile number 4, those of you who chose the Sunstone Pyramid. You have here, we have the High Priestess, the 5 of Wands, the Sun, the 9 of Swords. Wow, what a mixed bag. Angelic protection. That's always good, right? Attuned to the divine, and then I'll share with you your gift in a moment at the end. Okay. This is really awesome. Let's deal with this first. You have the High Priestess with attuned to the divine. What else does the High Priestess energy do, right? The High Priestess energy is definitely about recognizing that there's more than meets the eye. Always, there's more than meets the eye in the earthly realm and as we go about our day-to-day lives. And so part of what she does is she reminds us to tap into that part of us that came to this earth from the time we were born with sacred knowledge, all right? And part of our journey is discovering more about that and learning how to utilize it. She is someone who the High Priestess does not suffer fools, meaning that she doesn't just stand out, in the middle of a road and hand out her knowledge. She is to be revered and respected, meaning there is this part of your energy at this time, pile number 4, that is meant to stand in, I almost see you like more regal, to stand in what you have deserved, what you have earned, how you have grown, and walking in an energy that says, no matter what your circumstances may be like at this time, rich or poor, wherever you are in the world, whatever's going on with you, you are still a divine being. And you came here and you are operating with divine knowledge inside of you, as part of you. And Spirit is reminding you, attune to the divine. Recognize that, own that about yourself, and then do what it takes for you to attune to the divine. For some people, it is a regular meditative practice. For others, it's going for walks in the woods. For others, it's, working deliberately with crystals or lighting candles. Whatever your method is, whatever gets you really tapped in and connected, that's what Spirit wants you to do, especially during this full moon in Libra. The reason that it's really important for you to do that right now, pile number 4, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I think that in this present moment, you are being presented with some circumstances that have really got you at a tipping point. Because I'm looking at the combination of this 9 of Swords and this 5 of Wands. On the one hand, there's this internal strife, an internal, anxiety and worry. And like, I'm reaching my limit, because but it comes from something that's going on in your external world. Either you're being exposed. I'm feeling for some of you, you may be taking on a little bit too much media. If you are really politically active, or if politics and political events are a part of, your natural interest, nothing wrong with that. But understand the extent to which constantly exposing yourself to that, reading all the stories, checking in all day long, on and on and on, that somehow your psyche is absorbing a part of that, And so as it relates to your personal life, you can begin to be a little more anxious around your own future, your own safety, your own family, your own ideas about what life should be like or what the possibilities are going forward. But whatever this is definitely an external source of conflict and contention. And I think it's been around long enough, because you don't just wake up one day and you're sitting in a Nine of Swords energy. All right, a Nine of Swords energy is something where the conflict has lasted long enough that it's built up within you. If you are having problems sleeping, focusing, just really tapping into, laughter and feeling joyful, feeling more lighthearted, then that's what that is all about. But what Spirit wants you to know, here's your way out. Here's your path forward. You did get the sun. Yay. Okay? Yay. You have the sun, and you have this angelic protection. So that's what Spirit wants you to know. And to redirect some of that focus, some of that, whatever is going on around you, you may not be able to shut it off. You may not be able to completely snap your fingers and make whatever this is stop. But in order to get past this phase and get back into your peace, this is owning your power, that power of the High Priestess, and recognizing that for all of the external stimuli, that's why Spirit is telling you attune to the divine. I think you pile number 4, in all due respect, I think you may have been getting so wrapped up in the day-to-day world or the world at large that we live in, what's happening around us, what's going on, both in your family, your workplace, the larger world, etc., that it is impacting and has been impacting your spirit. And so what the guides are saying here is it's time to flip that around a little bit and remember, get back to life, get back to the source of life, get back to what brings you joy. And to do that, you've got to remember who you really are and access the knowledge that you have, attuned to the divine. Really. And remember, that while yes, we are all in this world, we all came to this earth, apparently deliberately. We made a choice to do it, all right, to learn the lessons and have these experiences. But the spiritual world, our angelic protection, our angel guides, our ancestors are always there. They are equally a part of the equation, but they are not what they're talking about on the news, in the newspapers, on, videos, all these things that we're being bombarded with daily. And if you work in an office environment, very often the conversation turns to current events and what's happening. And then, of course, we participate in that in our family circles or gatherings and social settings. These things come up. And of course, we participate in that. But what Spirit is saying is, remember, we are always here as well. And so if participating in all of that has got you sitting there in this state of being, now's the time to reel that in a little bit and spend more time connecting to the divine, connecting to your real source, connecting to the eternal, connecting to, while current events shift and ebb and flow, and certainly we are impacted by that, but remembering that there is more. That's your reminder for this full moon in Libra, pile number 4, is remembering that there is more. And your magic is Queen. I am the sovereign of my life. Again, this is not gender specific. This is about an energy. Let me hold that up for you. Queen, I am the sovereign. I am the sovereign of my life. And your stone to help you get to that and feel that is the tiger's eye, which brings you balance. Balance. Balance between the seen and the unseen, between earth and spirit. That's what you need at this time, pile number 4, because there's this outer world around you has really been just and you have absorbed it, perhaps consciously, perhaps subconsciously, perhaps a combination of both, but it's really kind of clogged up your spiritual veins. And so it's time to take your power back. I am the sovereign of my life. Do you see yourself that way? And again, this is not gender specific. If you're a male or you don't identify non-binary, however you, but this is about power. This is about how you standing as the sovereign of your life. Don't worry about the title. Just worry about the message. You standing as the sovereign of your life. Can you say that in all honesty at this time? Do you feel that way? Despite all the powers that be and all the things that happen around all of us that are, to a certain extent out of our control, but we're impacted by it. But what are we going to do? We ain't sitting around like this. No. We're going to recognize the angelic protection that's being offered to you, the need for balance. Tiger's Eye is also recognized as a protective stone. But I love that it is offering that balance. And also, I just noticed, look at those scales. Full moon in Libra. How could I have not seen that at first? Thank you, Spirit. Full moon in Libra. Right? Rebalancing, recalibrating what, between what is happening externally and what is happening in the unseen world. Right? That's it. That's your ticket. And if you needed a reminder to pull back from one aspect of life and kind of put a little more energy and effort into the other so that you can feel better, that you can feel empowered, and that you can be and walk as the sovereign of your life. And this was your reminder pile number 4. All right. Let me know what you thought. I welcome your comments and your feedback. And that's it, you guys. That's a lot going on. For if some of you may have felt drawn to more than one pile. If so, please, cross-check. And again, let me know what you thought. I think this is a really powerful time we're living in. I think that we have opportunities, and I love knowing that we have tools like Tarot and Oracle to go to and keep ourselves in check so that we know what next steps to take. All right, everybody? Take great care of yourself. I'll see you real soon. Bye.